I'm going to start this off a little bit like we did last time during the recording. So, who is an elder outside of your parents, outside of your grandparents, outside of the family that you looked up to, whether in church or in school, on the playground? Ma, I'll let you go first.
There was a preacher, actually, Reverend William Heights in Sacramento. He was actually my dad's best friend, I'll say. And he was so much like my dad, had the same standards. And still today, he and his children, they're grown just like us, and we still communicate. But looked up to him because it was old school. He was patient. He was very, very wise. And he was like 6 feet tall to me, but he was not that tall physically, but he came forth with the truth. He always told us how it was, and I got to know him a little bit more when I went away to college at Sac State. So I have to say, Pastor William E. Heights, and he was able actually to bless my salon. I had to
Oh,
do that. So you may have, I don't know if you remember that, but he was the one who came and gave the blessing over the salon.
I don't think I remember his name, but I remember that happening. Yes.
Mhm.
What about you, Dad? Who did you see as a mentor
As a mentor outside of my parents,
or an elder? We'll say elder kind of mentor. Yeah.
the first three to come to mind is my pastor, Reverend James A. Morgan, my Uncle Laney, uh, as well as my Uncle Richard and my dad's best friend, Lloyd Tilmer, because they would always spend our knowledge. Now, they had their own creative way of doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but they shared a lot of knowledge, a lot of missteps, and constantly encouraged me to even, push me to go further in life.
Mm. Okay. We have some people in the comments. Thank you for those responses. Hey, Janai. Hey, KK. Of course, Drake is here. Drake will be waiting on this all week. Hey, Drake. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Take Space Podcast Live. I am your host, Leah, and I have the absolute pleasure of being joined today by my parents, Mr. Calvin Lewis Johnson Sr. and Dr. Leah Johnson. Thank you both for being here. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. It's an honor.
The episode got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people like this one here. A lot of people were very interested in hearing because a lot of them thought of it more as a way to kind of bridge the gap, the generational gap between our elders in the community and the young people. While there are so many things that we are advancing very quickly in technology, there seems to be a drift or a gap that is being created between this generation and the next, which isn't really anything new, but that gap seems to be widening. And so people were wanting to listen in to find out where you were, what they can do to prepare themselves. And one of the most sobering thoughts is we're going to be in that position one day.
Very soon.
Right.
Right around the corner.
Right. So this question wasn't listed, but I wanted to know from our audience, and we had this kind of question before, at what age did you feel like, yes, I'm an adult? Because at first we start there, like, oh, I'm an adult, and then I kind of grow into an elder. Or I start off with the idea of I want to be grown, I want to be grown, I want to be grown. Okay, now I'm grown. And at what age? Mike says hi to you all. I'm here too, Mike. You can say hi to me too. I'm here. Let's see. Drake says 16, 17 years old. Okay. Mike says I still don't feel like an adult. Mike is a whole grown man with two children.
But that's the problem. Society always want to tell you when you're grown. I was married, Tamara, you, Absalom, and still, I won't say that I was a man. I was a young man, but manhood really didn't kick in until I had to um, make provisions for you all. There's no book that just say, okay, at this age you're a man. No, you had to start taking responsibilities. If I have to draw it back and say manhood, okay, that came around in my 20s as far as taking responsibilities and things of that nature. But that's something I actually had to grow into and watch the example set that was before me, how other men's function and provided.
Mm-hmm.
And we had this conversation before, and that's why I wanted to bring it up again, because a lot of people feel that it's a number, right? It's a number that they have to reach. And once they reach this number, I'm grown, I'm 40, I'm grown, I'm 30, I'm grown, I'm 25, I'm grown. So I really wanted to let you get that out because I like that mindset of it wasn't a number for you.
No.
It was more so the responsibilities.
Numbers and titles I don't get caught up in, because you could be 35 years old and silly little boy doing boyish stuff.
Very
when
true.
You start taking responsibility and openly admitting I made a mistake and be humble enough to listen. Now that took a long time for me to actually start listening. That's why I'm so stuck up on conversations now. And I have the utmost respect for folks that have earned titles. My wife, title. She earned that. Her doctorate, she earned that. She worked towards that.
Ma, what do you think?
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, when we look at society says, okay, you're an adult when you're 18. You can vote. But you're not supposed to even go to the club till you're 21. I think that, you know, I guess politically people were looking at, they wanted more voters. So you said, okay, you graduated from high school or you no longer are in high school, then you're an adult. But agreed, just because you have made it to that age doesn't make you an adult, because you still have some, and a whole lot of some kids, young adults, who are still living at home. So how we term as adults, we base it upon the responsibility that you can handle. The challenges that you face, can you champion those challenges successfully? And if you can't, do you know where to go? Do you know how to accept advice so you can champion those challenges? A lot goes into being an adult. And it's not just people who say, well, I'm an adult now, I can do what I want to do. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm an adult, I can do what I want to do. You could do what you want to do anyway, but you're going to either have to suffer the consequences or you're going to reap the benefits. It has no age. But when you get to a certain age, there are expectations, not just from society, not just from the parents, not from the household that you came from, but there should be expectations from yourself. You should have expectations that you grow into, where you can cut the apron strings, where you're not dependent upon everybody to solve all your problems, to give you money, to provide food you want to eat or need to eat, to put a roof over your head. When we look at those needs being satisfied, then we say, yes, you're grown, you're paying your own bills, but not just showing off your responsibility, having somebody else to accept your responsibility because you don't know how to handle it. And so, yes, you can look at a 35-year-old just by eyesight from that vantage point and say, oh, well, that adult. Well, we don't even know the mindset, right? So how do we define, and it's a societal, I guess, point of view, who decides when you become an adult? What does that look like? And see, these conversations, if we've not had them with our children who are growing into adulthood, how are they supposed to know? Because it is a hood, right? It's a hood. And it's a hood. It's a hood, right? You have to get your own little card to become a member of that hood. You got childhood, adulthood. So you get to decide which hood you want to be a part of. But once you step over and you become part of that adulthood, there's no going back. You have to continue to accept that responsibility.
Can't just check out in the middle of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. I say, okay, I'm done. Excuse me. No. You can't go back. How many people, young adults do you know that would love to be able to relive their childhood growing into adulthood? How many of you know would stay at home a little bit longer until they've learned some things? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
But then that's the catch-22, because you can't really grow up at home, but there are lessons. If you're willing to pay attention, there are lessons that you can learn while being at home. I'm catching up in the comments, y'all. Give me just a second.
If you're willing to listen, pay attention, yeah, it is a lot of lessons while you're still at home to be learned.
Let's see. Janae says, same answer. I thought I was when I left home at 17, but didn't really encompass all the skills necessary until 19. Mm-hmm. Okay. Drake says, when I no longer wanted to follow my caregiver's direction under their households, when I stepped into more responsibilities and freedom. That freedom gets you in trouble every time. Mm-hmm. You're responsible with that.
All right. Okay.
The directions of caregivers, your parents, because my mom always used to say, and she said, ain't but one woman that live in this house. And when you think you want to be your own woman, let me know where your address is so I can send your stuff.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. Let's see. Honey T. Oh, hey, how you doing, Honey T?
Who's that?
Tamara.
Oh, okay.
Cue the organ. Yes, this is what Janai said while you were speaking. Just vlogging live. Hello.
Wait, Janai said what?
Cue the organ.
Oh.
Okay. All right. It's on. It's on. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, when y'all agree, say what you agree to so that I know what it is. Okay. A lot of people would have stayed home. Let's see. KK says, I would have taken naps more seriously. Me too.
Oh my goodness.
I wish people would have taken me more seriously when I said I'm tired. Just let me sleep. That's what I wish. Let's see. Yes, only one. I'm guessing you're referring to the only one grown person in the house. I mean, only one grown adult. Let's see.
Multitasking is not really one of your strong points. Is that?
I'm going through the comments because there's conversations that are being had in the comments that I know they're having amongst themselves that probably don't need to be here. You really. Oh, really, TT? You look like your parents. And yes, we listen. Okay, for y'all who don't know, my father's mother prayed some kind of prayer to make sure she can identify all of her family. We all look like her. all of us look like her. It's just I don't know what happened. But she was just like, yes, I just want to be able to look at you and know that we are family, and we all of us have this. So our first question of the night, because in the episode we did talk about roles in in our family roles currently in where our relationships are, from parenting children to parenting adults. And now you're not just parents, you're grandparents, but not just grandparents and parents, but you also are still living your life, whether you are working or retired, have friend groups or social circles that you are still a part of, being a part of church and other things. We talked a little bit about what your role is in your family. So I'm going to ask the audience and ask you to explain a little bit more about what your role right now, what do you feel your responsibilities are in the family as they have grown and changed? Dad, I'll let you go first.
You would.
If you need some time, I can let Mom go first.
No, role in the family. Try to make sure that family members are safe and sound for the most part. Those that are try to communicate. I enjoy the fact of under these current situations of Zooming and being able to see a lot of family members, even though a lot of times I might be on the road, doing various things such as going to see about your grandmama or just running errands.
Right.
It always enlightened me when one of you hit me up with a Zoom or even the grandkids. And I enjoy that. I don't have a circle because of the previous shutdown that we had for this past year. I try to be up on some positive things as far as Facebook. I don't get all my information from Facebook. No, I do my own research, but it always very interesting. And I always try to share historical events, and most of all my things that I try to post, try to be positive as well as to show there's history behind that. And then main thing, 4 in the morning, I am praying and doing my devotion. And that's what keep me grounded, humble. And one thing in particular, I have more patience now than I ever had before, because I used to have a very short fuse. And I thank God for deliverance. I do. I thank him for deliverance. But then again, you have a longer fuse because we're the only two here. So praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Yes, yes. All the grown folks are okay.
Drake says that he loves your posts.
Oh, thank you. And I enjoy Drake's show. So I thank you, Drake. Appreciate that, sir.
We have some people agreeing. We have some, some amen. And won't he do it? Yes. Those that patience.
Yeah.
Let's see. You guys are typing very, very fast.
Denai says, thank God for deliverance. I feel my help coming on. Children agree. Now your children agree, Dad.
Let's see.
I wasn't that bad.
Let me say something about your daddy. Can I say something?
You can go ahead. Absolutely. Your dad. I've seen him at his best. I've seen him at some not so good days, but I can say truly from my heart, your dad, if we talk about roles, he did whatever he needed to do. It was legal, ethical, and moral to make sure that there was food on the table. Always. He made sure that there was a roof over our heads. Always. That's why I honor him as the head of the house. That was my role. That's another subject. What is the woman's role in the home? It's to honor the head of the house. And I'm talking about married couples. And when that happens, because you should want peace. I know you asked the question, what is our different roles in our family? Mm-hmm. Right now, it still says, the Bible says the woman is the keeper of the home. So it's not just the house, but it's the home. You all are still part of our home. So we see ourselves specifically being role models. And it's how can we be a role model in front of our children
so that they can see how to live. No longer do you all just want to hear us, the verbals out of the mouth. But we feel if we live it, then you'll be able to see it. And then you'll be able to see the results of our being a role model as we follow God's leading. And then he gives us wisdom. And then we live it before you. Right now, we just want peace. That's all. That's what we pray. It's not the tangibles, because we know that you're going to be providing. You have provision for yourself. You have food in your refrigerator. We know that all of our kids have food in their refrigerators. We know that all of them have a roof over their head. That's provision. God can provide that. But we have to show you how to have peace, because that's what's going to keep you mentally stable. That's what's going to keep you competent. That's what's going to keep you confident in knowing that you can continue to live a great quality life. And what does that look like? That's for you to determine. What quality of life, what the qualities you want, how do you embrace those qualities? But our role is to make sure that all of you still are intact, that you're in touch with each other. So our parenting hasn't stopped, because some of you will call your dad, some will call me. We'll check in with each other. Who did you hear from? Who did you talk to today?
That's true.
And so it'll be half of you all will have called your dad, the other half will have called me. And just so long we're communicating, all is well. And when the communication stops, all is not well. So our role, we don't meddle. We don't get into the everyday nuances in your life. That's not our role. That's not what we do. We just look at it overall. Are you still loving on each other? Is there peace? Who's not talking to each other? And it's like, okay, get it right, right? I know one time I said, oh no, we got it right, good. Your dad and I, we don't have to interfere like that. And I know you all have your own group texts and whatever you guys got going on with each other. That's all cool and that is all good. We love it. We want that to continue, because we know that God is answering our prayer in being still, not your parents to monitor you or not to dictate to you, but just to make sure that you have peace. So I would say right now, that's the level we're on right now, is to make sure that there's peace. That's it.
One thing we didn't get, Patton, and I really regret it after it had fell into my spirit. We didn't get Patton PayPal or Cash App, because we was the original PayPal or Cash App.
We still a Cash App. Oh, did I say that? Oh.
Yeah, we was the original. But that's all right. That's all right. Some things just slip right through your fingers, unfortunately. But okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Duly noted. And we are recording, right?
Yes, we are recording.
I can play that part back. Okay.
Sure thing.
I want to commend your mom. She read everything I wrote down. So.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Awfully Irish. I don't know if this is Tom or Jared, but hey, welcome. I know it's late for you guys, but I'm glad you're here. Hey, Chaotic Neutral.
Overseas?
Yeah, they're Awfully Irish. Tom and Jared were on the show.
I saw them. Yes, I saw them. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hello. How you doing? All right. Yeah, see, it's still daylight here, so yeah. All right.
Janae says her role now is a wife, mother, teacher, friend, doctor, chef, spectator, referee, and plenty more depending on the day of the week.
Absolutely. I agree.
All right. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Mm-hmm. She's following. Yeah, she's following. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Let's see. Okay, I don't know if this is a comment that's in the comments or this is okay. Let's see. Tamara agrees. Yes, you are and have always been a provider.
Okay.
Tamara just says, just don't eat your ice cream or wake you up while you get your rest. I said, don't eat your ice cream and don't wake you up while you're sleeping.
Please don't. Don't.
Yeah, let's see. Chaotic Neutral says role, I believe, depends on societal structure and beliefs. Well, that's the question. So what is your role in your family, chaotic neutral? Are you a sibling? Are you one of the aunts or uncles? Are you where do you fit in your family structure? There's not really a right answer. It's just to get people thinking. You just get people thinking. Just Vlogging Life said that is what parents want, peace with their children. Yeah, I feel like that's true. That's true. We're still fell into your spirit, which is yeah.
Lenore's on. Hey, Lenore.
Hey, sis.
Lenore.
I was looking for her because I saw people speaking to her, and I was like, wait, where'd she go?
Move a little slow.
Hey, Lenora.
There
My role, Tamara says, my role is a mother and whatever else God has in store for me.
Okay. Very good.
Oh, she says, hey. She says hello to you too. Okay, you're an older sister. Okay, so do you serve as like a mentor in helping your siblings? Are you an aunt yet? You know, we're crossing that. Let's see. KK asks what my role is. I am a sister. I'm a daughter. I am a aunt. I'm an aunt. I am a peacekeeper is a task that I have not mastered yet, but I am a peacemaker. I also stir up stuff because let's get through it. Why not? Just go ahead and nip it in the bud. That way we can just get through it. I try to be a mentor. I try to help where I can as far as being a teacher, using my experiences that I've had in the past to try to help with others, especially in the family. And when I see the kids coming up, like one of my biggest things now, if you have children who are baby babbling at 1 and 2 years old, talk back to them. They'll learn conversation cadence. It's great. In like 2 weeks, you'll see them thinking they're really having a conversation with you because they are. It's awesome. So that's kind of what my role is. Let's see. Drake says my role is a husband, a leader, a nephew, a mediator, a son, an uncle, a cousin, a brother, a mentor, and communicator.
All right, Drake.
Chaotic neutral. Yes, I'm set as an example of how to act and all of that. Yep, and that comes with responsibilities, which brings us to our next question, which is one of the things that was brought up in the conversation is how close we are, my generation specifically, to being in the seat of an elder. Because right now we have grandmama and grandma, we have you two, and then it's us, 2 generations away. So with your current role in your family, the question is, are you ready to sit in the seat of an elder? Not tomorrow, but in preparation. Do you feel like you are on the right path to sit in that seat of an elder? And while the audience is kind of answering that question, Chaotic Neutral says that she's also a leader and creator. That's cool. That's awesome. While the audience is kind of answering that question, I want to more so pick your brain as to the difference between having an elder and a mentor. So I'll let you answer first. I just want to know what is the difference between having someone in your life who is an elder and who is a mentor?
Mm-hmm. You can have a mentor, for instance, in your professional role. Mm-hmm. You can have a mentor in your spiritual life. And you can have a mentor in just all around experience. You can have a mentor being a wife, someone whom you look up to. I have to mention Sister Anna Joe Thompson. I always say, Quantifer, she's such a lady. She's a mentor bar none for women, spiritual mentor as a wife, and she had an 8 to 5 as well. But a mentor is someone who's going to lead and guide you and correct you. A mentor is not your friend. A lot of people say, "Oh, I got to talk to him." No, a mentor should not be your best friend, because there's going to be some growing pains that's going to take place, and we as mentees may not like how that shaping comes about. So you respect the mentor in that, because you see something, either accomplishments, you see character, you see morals that have been exuded, you see successes that have been experienced. And so now you want to know, what did it take for you to get to that place? I want to get there. So what I need to learn from you, how to get there. An elder is someone who might see, of course, you can be older in age. So we have to define, give me an adjective about an elder, because an elder can be anyone who's older. That's an elder.
Well, I would assume an elder would be at least 20 years your senior.
Right. So are you speaking of an elder as far as receiving wisdom from, or experiences? What are you speaking of?
That's what I'm asking you. What is your difference between an elder and a mentor?
Mm-hmm. If we look at, okay, respect, we heard a lot, respect your elders.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they have years on them. Elders not just have years, but experiences. And I'm looking at this question. Are you ready? I know you posed that to the audience. Are you ready to sit in the seat of the elder? Or are you preparing? There's a lot of preparation that goes into that. Because if you're 30, 35, 40, 45, of course you have experience, but you've not had the ultimate experience of life, because you're not there yet. Mm-hmm. And this is where I see societal breakdowns or communication breakdowns, because if we have someone who is 45, yes, you may make $300,000 a year. You may have been invited to castles and got to sit at the round table with the elitist of the professionals. But that's gearing you for world experiences, professional experiences, but it's not until you have gone through the fire of life and you have some scars. I look for, let me just say, segment there, a mentor with some battle scars. If you don't have any battle scars, you probably won't be the best mentor for me. Because what can you tell me about how you were able to go through some mental challenges when people wanted to question your ability, when people wanted to question your aptitude, when people wanted to question your leadership? If you don't have those battle scars, like I say, you're probably not the best one for me. Give me somebody who's been through, who will be transparent enough with me to say, oh yeah, I've been through, let me share with you how I did it. Now, it might not be for you the way I did it, but I came through, and that's all I want to know. Did you come through? Were you able to get through to the other side? Yeah, you might have some stripes and, some more fire you had to go through, some more hoops and loops. Things did not go your way, but you came through. So I want somebody with some battle scars when it comes to a mentor. An elder, I think, more softer approach, sitting at the feet of the wise and being soft-spoken like that. But give me somebody who's been through the fire.
Mm.
Okay, Janai, we're about to tune up that organ again. I see.
Let's see. Chaotic Neutral says, I am not prepared yet. I have time to learn to be ready. Which brings me, Ma, you always say, be ready so you don't have to get ready. You're not scrambling around when the time comes. So you're ready in the moment when it happens. KK says, these are big shoes to try and fill. Yeah, but are you on the path to learning it? Jackson says, my roles, he's a husband, a father, a brother, a role model, a mentor, a trainer, proof of overcoming adversity and defying odds.
All right.
Let's see. Chaotic Neutral said, this is great so far. I'm happy I got to watch this. It's late for me. I'm heading off. Thank you so much, Chaotic Neutral, for being on.
Yes, thank you.
Let's see. Really, TT says, my generation and the ones under me are, ooh-wee. I don't know if I will be fully prepared to be in that seat. Let's see. Jackson says, I want to be ready, but I'm not ready yet. I'm actively working on it though. That's what we have to do. That's all we can do is work on it. Drake advises Jackson, don't rush it. don't rush it. Hey Lynette, welcome.
Hello.
Dad, what is your difference between, and Lynette, the question is, are you ready to sit in the seat of the elder, or are you working toward being ready to sit in the seat of the elder? Dad, if you can tell us the difference between your definition of a mentor and your definition of an elder.
Okay, let me pull back just for a second.
Sure.
Say mentor, someone that wasn't even related, two individuals, and this is work related.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Catlett, he was a supervisor for BART. I would call him a mentor because he saw something in me on the way I was working and tweaked it and gave some solid advice that I was able to leave that position and move into others because I had got so, what you call that word? I had got so comfortable in the position I was. So it had me to change my mindset and take a different approach, along with Carl Dietrich, who always had words of wisdom. Elder, I'm going to pull on that word once again, mindset. To the ones that's coming up like yourself, when you start saying that you the next generation coming up, yeah, good Lord bless you to live. You get there. But it's a changing of the mindset. I can't, going into being an elder, I thank God for the wisdom. I thank God for the knowledge. I thank God for the seasons He have allowed me to come to. And preferably, I'll reach that. But that's constantly changing the mindset, being open, holding conversations, being in tune to His will and not necessarily always my will. I have desires. And with a lot of prayer, hopefully I'll make it. But it really cleans upon the mindset because things have changed from when we was coming up, how we looked at elders. Because back then, when you use the term elders, that was somebody at the church. Now we're hearing that, okay, the next generation, or, I could just remember like it was a couple of weeks ago. Somebody say, oh, gee, I'm ready to fight. What you mean, oh, gee? And I only had 2 strings of gray in the hair, Dude, don't come at me like that. Oh, gee.
Oh, Lord.
No. But you can't, that's why I said, this is something that you walk into, presented to you, and you make the necessary, God provide. You make the necessary get into position for that.
Mm-hmm. I want you not to try to get ready to fight. It's respect. It's respect.
Yeah, well, that's my understanding.
KK asks, what type of experiences do I need to experience in order to be ready? I feel like I'm missing what it means to be an elder.
An elder, you can be an elder and a mentor all in one.
Mm-hmm.
But an elder is someone whom you can seek wisdom from. It's how you may envision like a old deacon at a church, right? Or old mother on the mother's board,
Mm-hmm.
right? An elderly person never discount an elderly person. You don't get to be 72 and not have learned anything about life. You're going to always learn something. You can learn something from a young person too.
True. Very true.
You can learn something from a young person, and then when you seek that wisdom from an elderly person now sits back and say, okay, if you do this, this may happen. If you do this, this may happen. What I found the difference is an elder will not just tell you what to do, but an elder will give you inferences and say, this can happen, this can happen. What do you think? An elder knows how to ask you questions so they can pull out from you what you actually maybe should do, could do, want to do, don't need to do. And then you end up being able to make your own decision. This is what I see as a difference. Because I've been in conversations, and if I'm just listening as a bystander, and there were a couple of 30, well, I think he was like 30 something, one was 20 something, and the 30-year-old, I got this, Dr. Lee, I got this. I said, okay, go for it. And so it was, man, I had that same thing. It was about a girl, right? And so this is what I did. And I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did that. So, okay, cool, right? And I just sat there. And so then the 23-year-old asked, well, what should I do? And I said, well, what do you want to do? Well, why do you want to do that? Who would it affect if you did this? Who would it affect if you did that? And then he made up his own mind. So that's just one of the differences. An elder would actually know how to connect with you, know how to start shaping your mind according to your own good, whatever's best for you. Because why? The elder doesn't have to do or perform those actions. You do. So an elder is not going to, say, okay, let me go and take care of this. It's not going to happen. So that's one of the differences in an elder. A mentor, let me just go back, is with you holding your hand, but not necessarily having you to giving you wisdom, but it's more of the structured type of wisdom so that you can get through your challenges in order for you to reach that goal or to get that commitment done. Mentor is more for your life, but one mentor may not just do the whole thing. You may have to have several. So
I feel like it. Yes.
hopefully, and then she says, what type of experiences does she need to experience to be ready? Keep living. My granny always used to say, just keep living. You'll never know when the challenges of life are going to come at you. But one thing, you just stay prayed up and ask God to direct you.
That's it.
Order your steps. Ask God to order your steps so that you can make good decisions about whatever faces you head on. Whenever you face your giants in life, That's getting you ready to be able to sit in the seat of an elder, or even
Absolutely.
those giants. Remember, giants, they will fall. Mm-hmm.
This is a faith journey.
Mm-hmm.
We walk by faith, not by sight.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. As your mom said, is stay prayed up. And most of all, Kayla and to others, don't rush.
Mm-hmm.
Don't rush. Remember when you were 16, 18? You were ready to leave the house. No, don't rush. Don't rush to
Ready to leave.
Now you put on. Don't
No,
rush.
this is a safe space because she's already said it. If y'all want to go find out what happened, just listen to our older episodes. So yes, Kayla's already told the story.
Love you, honey.
No. But it's don't rush. Enjoy life. Enjoy life.
Thank you, Desmond. Desmond said that Desmond was actually one of the first people to hit me up to let me know that he enjoyed the episode. So I want to thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you. Lynette says, I wouldn't say I'm ready to sit in the seat of an elder because I haven't reached that status yet. But I do believe that I'm ready to sit in the seat of a mentor, a person that can be a mentor at any age if they have the credentials. I'm interested in what you mean by credentials. Like something on the wall or experience?
Life experience.
Could be both. Lynette, let me know. Juana, thank you for being here. She says, thank you for your nuggets of experience.
Bless you.
See, this is people want to act like, oh, we don't want to listen to the elders. We don't want to listen to the elders. But so many people have been reaching out in just appreciation because they didn't think, literally, they just did not think that you would want to take time to sit and talk with us. That's what it is.
But this happened both ways.
But that's what it's been.
The younger generation has something to say. I have a listening ear.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if we're going to have conversation, that works both ways. When you talk, I'm listening. When I talk, hopefully you're listening. Now, one thing I will say is this. Through this walk, everything doesn't happen overnight. Because it's so amazing. I always thank God for memory. I could revert back to something that happened years ago that was poured in my spirit. But today, it's just like it's brand new news because I can relate to that. What was being shared, what was being said. And a lot of the individuals are gone from this life.
Mm-hmm.
What they said and what they poured in, I just said, wow, now I understand what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's misconceptions, but I feel like you two are not the outliers. And one thing I was talking about with my guest last week, Olo, one of the things, and I'm going through y'all's comments. Hey, boss lady Denise, appreciate you for being here. Drake says yes, keep living.
Wait, outliers?
Outliers. You're not the only ones. You're not the exception. So you're not by yourselves in wanting to help.
Clarification on that, because wait a minute. Hold it.
No. You're not the exception. I think what happens is there are misconceptions that the elders want to keep us from achieving what we want in life, but that's not been my experience. And I think that because there are some elders who probably are more popular or who have a platform of some sort, they make it harder for the elders like yourselves who say that, yeah, let's talk. Let's have a conversation about what you want to do. Why do you want to do this? Let's go ahead and keep that dialogue open.
Yeah. Deborah, it's funny you should say that. about elders. You have people who are wise in age. Then you have some people who are older in age and they don't know when to get out of the way.
Mm.
And so that happens, a lot in positions. And for instance, you have people who are now being positioned as presidents of companies or supervisor of departments who are finding ways to get, softly, gently get rid of the older people because the older people don't want to accept change,
Right.
number one, and it's preventing company growth. You have that happening in churches where I've been president for the past 40 years. Great. It's time to say goodbye. Just give it
How
up.
many generations did you sit through? You need to
Go already. We'll give you a party. Right? Just leave already. Right? Because it's hindering people, young people, from doing what they do. They can't remember when they were 14 and 20 and 30 years old for some reason. It's like, move on and just go. Find something else to do. Your time is up. But it's and then that's when the wisdom comes in, that you have to know when it's time. When you see there's no more movement or the movement slows down, the cycle is going to continue, right? But it's just going to have a new face. But you're not always the one that can continue. They say the saying, pass the baton for a reason. Give it up. It's time to go. I should put a meme. No, I don't want to let it go. Move on. But when people, the elders, and that's why they've become elders, because they've realized that their season had ended for that particular time.
Right.
The stage has changed. If we looked at a stage and it never changed, nobody would ever go. Nobody would ever go. So just move on. We want to make room. We want to make
one. Just it's okay.
we just want to make room. And that's when you become an elder. That's when you gain that wisdom, because you know when it's time.
Hey, Rachel. Thanks for being here, Rachel. Let's see. Juana says, following footsteps is important, especially if you are afraid of making mistakes in your own walk. Therefore, mentors and elders are wise advisors in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll add to that, you're gonna make mistakes. We all have made mistakes. It makes you human, but I don't think that it's in any business that I've ever been to where a mistake was made. It's not about that a mistake was made. Mm-hmm. It's more in how you fix it. Mm-hmm. Are you playing the blame game, or are you looking for a solution? That's how I handle it. Juana also says, walk by faith. Let's see. Rachel says, right, they forget that they've been through the same situations.
Man. Hey, Rachel.
Let's see. Drake says, okay, Drake. I believe I've been a mentor in my family, but after doing these episodes, my cousins and my elders of my family, by the way, go check out Everything Culture. He just also did something very similar where he had his cousins on and other family members on to talk on his show. My matriarchs and patriarch, I'm realizing that I'm not that far from being an elder. I'm highly respected in my family from youth and elders, but I don't want them to go. I recognize my responsibility now, and that is celebrating my elders while they are here, sharing our heritage and culture, and bridging the gap. That's beautiful.
Something right there.
Yeah.
Celebrating elders while they're here.
Mm-hmm. What
is so disheartening is that some of the generations wait until the final viewing, then they want to celebrate, then they want to cry. Let them do your celebration now while we could see you, while we could exchange conversation, while we could give hugs and high fives. Do it now.
Give me a high five. All right.
I like that. Bridging the gap. Exactly. Don't allow nobody, for everybody on here, don't allow nobody to put you in that box. Folks are so quick to just like, okay, no, stay right there. Don't move. Just stay right there. No. Come on up out of that box and do what you was designed to do, reaching your goals. Young lady up here earlier has said something about mentor or what was it? Mentor, not the elders, and he was asking about credentials.
Oh, yes.
Whatever season you in, if you're gonna be able to help somebody, help them. If you've been able to help someone, help them. Don't hesitate.
Was that Obama? Who was that?
That was Madam Kamala. Madam Vice President.
Kamala.
No, I'm going by the high school name.
Kamala.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. All right. No.
So you have, and here's a different role, Deborah. Yeah, even for that age group, Mr. Drake. Yeah, high five, KK, bam. Is the role of the bridgers. Who's actually going to bridge the gap? We see that there's a great divide. And so that is a role where it needs to be filled. You have this, the divide. And I would love to be in a room where your age groups talk about how are we able to, who's boss?
Oh, no, but I was waiting.
Hey, parents. Oh, hi.
Yeah. She recognized.
Bridging the gap. How are you going to do that? What is it going to take? Who's going to lead that crusade of bridging the gap so that when you're ready to sit in the seat of the elder, like you said, Brandon, you're recognizing your family as that, then what about the others in other families? How can they too be recognized instead of say like, okay, you're 70, who are you? You're coming along into the family, right. And how do you prepare your age group, your generation to actually do that? Because, you have a lot of people who are intelligent on this podcast, and I'm really appreciating the comments, and it's really, really great to see. So all of you have an idea of what you want to see, how you want it to look, and have you started? I know you started in your family, but how do you spread that even into society so that your generation is like, okay, wow, we did this thing.
Exactly.
And that's how you get that village back. You got to you're working on the village now. And that's the first crusade, bridging the gap.
That's very true. And we did touch upon the village now in this episode a little bit, but we are almost at our hour, so we're going to finish up with the comments, and then I know that you have an event that you would like to share as well. There was a comment by Boss Life who said, "Yes, I earned for my mistakes." And I read this at first as like I earned my mistakes, and then I think you meant I learned from my mistakes. But I think that when you earn your mistakes, you appreciate them very, very differently. You know not to fall into that. She also says, "I believe that you celebrate everyone you love." And Dre said, "Yeah, people want to fall all in the casket. Oh no, I wish they were still here, but never called or anything." Also, Boss Life agreed that you need to come about that box. You have a lot of people who are Juana agrees, Lynette agrees. Honey T is still waiting for somebody to high five her. We're praying for her. I don't know why why she's up past her bedtime, but we're praying for her. Yes, speak it.
Yeah.
So true, screaming at the top of their lungs, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, as if the person's gonna go wake up. Yes, that's why we gotta appreciate them while they're here. Wanda says, get involved, and that it does take a village. Drake says, thank you, Dr. and Mrs. Johnson. No, it's Mr. and Dr. Johnson. That's why I want them to share their stories and experiences. You're speaking my mission. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Tam. Appreciate you. Let's see. Okay, cool. What I have noticed, and this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier as we're wrapping up. What I've noticed is that as we started to put away our elders, whether that be in nursing homes or essentially just putting them away and not really conversing with them, we had this increase in life coaches. 25, 26 years old, wanted to be a life coach of some sort to help people, where we had this disconnect with the elders of just like, well, you're outdated like the last iPhone, or you have nothing that is relevant to my lifestyle. And I just want to encourage people, if you do have elders who are in your vicinity, whether they are in your family or in your neighborhood, they have a lot to offer. I'm not saying go knock on random people's doors, but appreciate the ones that are actively in your life.
Exactly.
Appreciate the ones that are actively in your life. Thank you, everyone, for being on. If you are available on Friday, is this Friday? Friday.
Tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
If you're available on Friday, Ma, I will let you go ahead and take this from here.
Okay. Thanks so much, babe. Appreciate you. This is an event for tomorrow, and we are sponsoring from the Financial Well of Knowledge. And as Deborah mentioned before in an earlier episode, my task now, my purpose is to educate in the field of financial literacy. So tomorrow night, I have two other guest speakers. We're going to be coming on tomorrow just for about an hour, actually 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to be speaking about credit profiling and how to create generational wealth. We're going to talk a little bit about tax-free retirement versus 401ks. We're going to speak about savings, everything finance. We're going to speak about it tomorrow. We're going to be talking about 3 rules of money that a lot of people can really benefit from. So the Zoom number is below. We invite you to log on. Please log on time, about 5 minutes before the hour, so we can have an on-time start. And let's learn how to let your money make money and how your money can work for you. Things that you should know, things that you might not have known, things that you will know. I'm going to be probably raffling off a couple of books. We're going to have a great time. Might even raffle off a couple of Amazon gift cards just for your showing up. So we look forward to seeing you. Spread the news, take a screenshot, do what you need to do. That's actually my cell number below and the Zoom meeting ID. So you can jot that down. You can text me if you want this flyer sent to your text message or to your email. Just hit me up and I'll send it to you. And let's have a great time tomorrow evening. Thanks, babe.
Also, this is a free event. It's free. It's free. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being on. I greatly appreciate you. I'm already getting messages asking when you're coming back, and more topics that we can discuss. And I appreciate the audience for being here. I'm going to try to go through everybody. If I miss your name, you know the drill. Just put it at the bottom. Thank you to Drake. Thank you to Janai. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Honey T. Thank you, really TT. Thank you, Boss Lady Denise. Thank you, Lenora. Thank you, Lynette. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Juana. Thank you, Chaotic Neutral. Thank you, Awfully Irish. Thank you, Just Vlogging Life. Thank you, to let's see. Okay, I already said your name. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Desmond. Appreciate you for being here. And then I think that's everybody. I think I got everybody. Did I say Lenore? Thank you, Lenore, if I didn't say your name already. Thank you, Jackson.
Yes.
I knew I was forgetting somebody. Thank you, Jackson.
Rachel.
Really TT in all your monikers. Thank you, Rachel.
Yes.
And let me make sure. I think that's it. Boss Life Online, Boss Lady Denise. Thank you, KK. I said KK. KK was one of the first ones. Open the ears. I said thank you, KK. I love you. Appreciate you. Boss Life Online, Just Vlogging. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, everyone on Facebook and on YouTube who are tuning in. If you are on YouTube, make sure that you have subscribed so that you get notifications of whenever we post. Did I say just? I said it. Okay. Thank you, Just Vlogging Life. If I didn't say your name before. And we'll have a new episode up on Tuesday, and our episodes upload every Tuesday, and we go live every Thursday. So I will see you back here next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Thank you so much again to my parents for being on. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate the conversation. My audience absolutely loves it as well, and hopefully we can have you back soon. Yes, Dad.
I was going to share with my CD release on May the 1st. I have a hold on. You gave your mom time. Cash at me. Sexy Poppy. Cash at me. My CD release.
Honey.
Yes. May the 1st.
And people wonder how I'm still saying, listen, okay, we have fun. We have fun. This is what this is. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. Y'all have a great one.
Thanks, babe.